I'm being forcibly removed from the building again of a public lobby, so.
So if you want to take out that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day. You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know?
Okay, I don't want that man taking my picture. Why don't you take him out of here?
Sir, you hit me.
I'm gonna do
You
that
hit
next.
me.
Okay?
Sir, okay, now
you take my picture then. I don't know you.
I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now! She spit in my face!
Today's video takes us to Rome, Georgia, where we find the Long Island Frauditor trying to make an audit inside a police garage. What is wrong with this idiot? Really? I can't understand this. Why would you audit a garage attached to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation? That's the highest level of state police that there is. He's a moron. He's worse than that. He doesn't think at all. And then, of course, he wants the supervisor to make a complaint. Well, the lady was cordial. She took his complaint and said she'd look into it. Yeah, you know what that means. That means he's going to have to make a return trip. But in the meantime, enjoy!
Today we are at the City of Rome and Floyd County Law Enforcement Center here in Rome, Georgia. We are here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect.
This Frauditor especially gets under my skin with his talk about respect, because he respects absolutely no one. Wait till you see what he does today to these officers who are just asking him what he's doing in the area. Yeah, you know what? Officers today have a reason to be suspicious of people, because people don't respect the cops like they used to. Yeah. And this idiot's just walking around, filming, taking pictures because what? He's an independent journalist? Right.
Let's get into it. So, attached to the Law Enforcement Center is a parking garage. Let's check it out. Doesn't say it's restricted in any way. Restricted area, authorized personnel only. Rome Police. Metro Drug Task Force.
How you doing? Can we help you with something?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, how are you? Can we help you with something?
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
No, you cannot.
Why can't I get your name and badge
Why are
number?
you walking around filming? This is a restricted area.
No, it's not. Can I get your name and badge number?
No, sir, you may not.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
No.
I can't get either of your name and badge numbers.
No, sir, not till
So-
you know what you're here for.
So then we're done talking.
Okay.
Can I get your name and badge number, ma'am? So none of you want to give me your name and badge number?
Oh my goodness, how does that feel, Sean? You're not getting any respect today. Oh, but I know that you're going to ask for a supervisor shortly, because that's what you always do. When you don't get any satisfaction from the rank and file, you're going to bump it up a notch and cry to the supervisor. What a man-child. I bet in school you were the little tattletale that went around and told on everybody, huh? I bet you got beat up at the playground too, didn't you, sweetheart? You poor thing.
How do I know you're really police officers?
Well, you're standing in the police department parking lot.
This is a public This is a public parking lot.
Vehicle.
This is a public parking lot.
Okay.
Public.
You have business here at the police department?
I do have business.
Okay.
This is a public parking lot. you clearly marked the areas that are restricted with restricted signs. Haven't gone in any of those areas.
Okay, so you're refusing to leave the area. Do you have any identification?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Do you have any identification? Do you have a driver's license that's signed on the back of it?
Unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion,
With your signature on the back of it.
unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime.
Okay, well the suspicion is you're walking around in an area filming police.
Is that a crime?
It's suspicious.
You need reasonable suspicion of a crime.
Okay.
That's the statute in Alabama, sir.
This is Georgia.
I mean Georgia. That's the statute in Georgia. Excuse me.
Now, inquiring minds want to know, Sean, don't you have enough places to audit in the state where you reside up there in New York? Because I'm trying to figure out why you're traveling down south again. You see, we all remember that time you went to Louisiana. That didn't work out so well for you because you accused the police of pushing you down the steps and fracturing your ankle. Well, you did fall down the steps, but they didn't push you down the steps. Isn't that so, Sean? At any rate, why have you returned down south, and why do you think you're in Alabama when you said at the beginning of the recording that you're in Rome, Georgia? You see, that's what happens to frauditors. They tell so many lies, they don't know what the truth is anymore. It's much easier just to go ahead and stay home, Sean. How many places are there in New York? Are you afraid you'll be recognized and kicked out if you walk in someplace where you live? Well, that's a very real possibility, isn't it?
So do you have a driver's license?
Do you have reasonable articulable suspicion I've committed a crime?
Well, so I'm gonna. So without going any further, if you have a Georgia driver's license or any driver's license in the United States of America and it's signed on the back, you're saying when you sign this that an officer asks you for it, you're going to produce it.
That's not true at all. That is false.
That?
That's false because I know my rights and I know the law.
Okay.
Obviously you don't.
Okay.
Signing the back of your driver's license, whatever that means, does not mean that you can come up to me at any time you want.
I can come up to you anytime I want.
You can. You can.
It's called a Tier 1 encounter.
Okay. Are you detaining me?
No.
Okay, great.
You're free to leave.
See ya.
Tier 1
Bye.
encounters aren't detainment, sir. It's just verbal, like what we're doing right now.
I understand, but you should be professional enough to identify yourself to the member of a public.
Have I been rude to you?
But be professional and identify yourself. That's it. You're a public servant. I'm sure your policy at the Rome Police Department is to identify yourself. Can I speak to a supervisor?
Well, we knew that Sean was going to ask for a supervisor one way or the other. May I have a supervisor? This is a Tier 1 encounter. May I have a supervisor? Whatever a Tier 1 encounter is, I don't know what that doublespeak is, but I'm sure we'll find out later. We're not going to watch too much more of this. We'll watch a few more minutes, but you know, these videos are so long and drawn out. I don't know, is that for dramatic effect or is that for clicks and views? Because I don't know why his videos are so long.
I'd like to speak to a supervisor. I'm asking you, this is a Tier 1 encounter. I'm asking you to call a supervisor to the scene.
No, sir.
Because you're escalating a situation that doesn't need to be escalated. You don't know the law, and neither do you. Reasonable suspicion of a crime. That's when you can demand ID. Other than that, I'm a free citizen. I can do whatever I'd like.
Once again, you're going up to cars and filming the inside of those cars.
Is that a crime?
You are in a restricted area.
Okay.
Interfering with government property. Yes.
Okay, that's not a crime.
You are interfering with government property.
But it's not a crime. It's not a crime. You're not suspicion enforcement, you're law enforcement. I understand you coming up to me and talking to me, but it would have de-escalated the situation even better if you would have identified yourself properly to a member of the public. By all of you saying, starting with you, you're not getting my name and badge number.
How many people out there watching right now agree that Sean needs a smackdown? Nothing serious, of course, just a light smack across the chops to wake him up and bring him back to reality of where we live and what goes on in the world with our police officers here in the United States. Yeah, this guy is something else, isn't he? He is in a restricted area right now. He wasn't earlier. He is now, and he's still trying to talk his nonsense. Yeah, you know what? And I still fail to understand how Sean or anybody else walking around with a camera in public spaces demanding to film, how does that protect our First American rights here, our First Amendment rights rather, here in America? How does that protect our First Amendment right? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. Of course, don't tell this idiot that, because he's making money hand over fist on his channel. That's what he really wants to do. Those dollar bills.
That's escalating a situation higher than it needs to be. And how am I supposed to hold you accountable? How am I supposed to hold you accountable? I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you are.
Badge on my shirt.
I have no
badge on my belt.
On your belt.
Because you identified me as a law enforcement officer.
I need to know who you are. Who you are.
Okay, I am a law enforcement officer.
Who? Who are you? Who are you? What is your name and your badge number so I can hold you accountable? It's not my concern.
Like I said, you can contact 911 and request a supervisor to come over here and you can speak with them.
I would like a supervisor to come here to educate you guys, because obviously you think you can identify anybody who you want for any given reason because of a license.
Correct? You're asking for my identification.
Because you are the public servant. I am not. You work for the public. You work for the public. It is your policy to identify yourself to the public. You are in violation of your departmental policy as we speak.
You don't even...
I just don't like the term public servants. It makes me think of two things. First off, it makes me think of slave times here in the United States. That's not a good way to associate that word, servant. The other thing is, it makes me think of people who have so much money, they don't know what to do with it, and they hire servants at their estate to take care of them. And secondly, I don't like this guy. He reminds me of Princess Patty Cakes. Princess Patty Cakes thinks he has an absolute right to stick that camera anywhere he wants. Well, I tell you one thing about Princess Patty Cakes. He has no cojones. How he fathered a child is beyond my comprehension. I don't know, Sean. What about your cojones? You have any cojones? Well, you must, because you got some nerve going up to these people and sticking that camera where it doesn't belong. One day, Sean.
I know what my policy is.
I do know your policy because I looked it up before I came here. Your policy is to identify yourself to the public. And plus, it doesn't matter. First of all, it's just being professional.
Well, so
you're working.
Courteous if somebody comes to you politely and asks you for identification.
I will give you my identification. You give me your driver's license.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you my name if you'll tell me your name.
You're the public servant here. I'm not going to play these games with you. I just told you. Give me, you're the one playing games.
Let me tell you, you came in here and you're doing this to draw attention to yourself.
I didn't draw attention to nothing. You came up to me. You don't want to identify yourself. That's escalating the situation. You could have said, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Officer Smith, badge number 222.
Actually, my name's Agent Jones.
Agent Jones.
148.
Great. That's great.
Okay. So the big concern
Agent Jones, you need to learn the law of your state.
There's a lot of police cars in here, and it's just kind of suspicious when you're filming inside police cars because there's restricted information in these cars. It is kind of a normal, reasonable person would not do that. Is it fair to say that?
Did anyone notice how hostile Sean was becoming toward the officers? His voice was raised quite a bit, wasn't it? Oh, he's quite passionate about what he does. He's just too stupid to understand he's wrong half the time. And did you hear the officer? He says, yeah, would you agree that this is not normal behavior for a person? Well, yeah, we would all agree with that, officer, but you have to understand, frauditors are not normal people. They don't have common sense, common courtesy, or common decency. Are you kidding? Yeah. Well, those things have disappeared in society, but more so among frauditors and sovereign citizens. They don't have a brain. They're like the Scarecrow and Wizard from Oz. Yeah, it's a terrible thing not to have a brain. But anyway, that's Sean for you.
I mean, why would you leave a computer on in your car?
I didn't say a computer. Where did you say a computer on?
What sensitive information could I get from looking inside of a police car that my tax dollars help fund? I'm checking out the police cars.
There's only a part of a police car that most people see. The front part of it, there's a lot of stuff up there, right?
I'm just checking out a police car that my tax dollars help fund. That's it.
I'll tell you what. If you want to look inside a police car, we can let you look inside one. If that's what you like to do.
But you're giving me a hard time for even looking out inside of one.
It's just the way you're going about doing it. So like if you were doing this out like in a subdivision, just kind of looking around houses and stuff like that, even from the sidewalk, and you're not from that area, it draws attention. And that's kind of what
This
we're
is
dealing with
public.
here.
This is
Okay,
public.
Well, that's fine. It's public, but the police cars are public.
You have restricted area. Do you see that fence over there? That's a restricted area, right? That fence right there.
Yeah,
that's a.
I would say that.
That is a, because it says restricted on the outside. So my point is, if you have a restricted area and you don't want people looking in your cars, put the cars in the restricted area, and I won't go and look at them.
Well, be it far from me to say anything about this, but it seems to me that since this garage is attached to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, that only people who work for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation would be parking in the garage. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe members of the public are able to drive in there and park, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think that all the parking would be on the street. No doubt about it, because they want to control the garage as to who comes and who goes, and they don't want people walking around like Sean with a camera all day, do they? Certainly not. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut through this high-quality content about 20 minutes worth and skip to the part where he talks to the supervisor because he's asked to leave the lobby. Lovely.
15 minutes late. It's not against the law. I know that. It's not against the law. I don't break the law, sir.
Okay, here. Yes, ma'am, here you go. He got a video on down here.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Yeah, you can't film in here.
Would you like to talk to me outside then? Because I need to speak to a supervisor.
What do you need to speak to a supervisor about?
I have a complaint against some GBI agents.
Okay. All right, come on out.
Is that funny?
No. Is there a reason why you need to do it out here and on recording?
Just for transparency, because when I was recording last time with the GBI agents, first, can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, Cynthia Atkins, badge number 5.
Okay, and are you a supervisor with the GBI?
I am.
Okay, what was your title?
Inspector.
Inspector. Thank you, Inspector.
Well, folks, we're going to cut it off there because Sean whines for about another 10 to 12 minutes to this poor inspector about how his rights were violated. Yeah, right. Your rights weren't violated. Yeah, but anyway, the lady's cordial to him, and she said she'll look into it. I doubt really if anything's going to happen to these officers. Yeah, this is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Come on, man. They're not going to stand there and worry about some guy's rights were violated because he couldn't film something. That's ludicrous, to borrow Mike Tyson's word. Yeah, it's just crazy what Sean does. And didn't even know what state he was in. He said Alabama. No, this is Georgia, not Alabama, bro. At any rate, if you enjoy watching idiots, imbeciles, and morons on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by. Cheers to that.
Oh, you assaulted me.
I did.
You assaulted me. She assaulted me. Racist. Oh, that's a hate crime. You're being disorderly. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
I'm not sitting down. I refuse to sit down. I refuse. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Nothing. You can come try to make me. You're welcome to try to make me. Take a swing. Take a swing.
What is the reason for calling the officers here?
You'll go to jail, bro. Go ahead, put your hands on me.
Bro.
Put your hands on me.
No reason I'm really unhappy that somebody did this to me.
I'm gonna arrest you for trespassing in a minute.
On public property?
Yeah, we're asking you to leave and you're not leaving. That's trespassing.
She's right in my face, guys. You just assaulted me, ma'am. You can't come up and touch me like that.
You don't have permission to film me in any space.
I don't need permission to record you in public, ma'am. No, that's the law.
Salam yahala handula. Alu akbar. Haknuika nakra. Ula wala fufatay.
Greetings, Dr. Dave here. There was a great deal of confusion when I posted yesterday about my members only section. I will never charge to watch content on my channel ever. Let me repeat that. There will never be a charge to watch any videos on my channel. The members only section I was referring to is strictly for live streams. It's optional. You will never pay one single penny to watch anything on my videos or live streams. It's completely optional. If you would like to join the channel, it's up to you, but it will never cost a penny to watch anything on my channel ever. Now, let me get on with the public service announcement. Hello everyone, Dr. Dave here. Due to high demand and interest, Dr. Dave has decided to create a members only area for all his subscribers. Several badges and emojis are currently present. I'd like your feedback. What kind of badges and emojis would you like to see? And right now there's only one level you can join at. Let me know what other levels you'd be interested in. I really don't want to charge people extra money for an early view of a video. I believe that everyone should see the videos when they become available. But if you're really interested in something that I can provide, let me know and I will look into it. But for now, enjoy!